Hawks, honored guests, friends, and family. I am Senior Airman Donovan Washington, your narrator for today's ceremony. As a reminder, we ask that all cell phones and other electronic devices be silenced during the duration of the ceremony. Our ceremony will begin momentarily. Thank you. On behalf of the presiding officer, Colonel Sean C.G. Kern, Commander, 867th Cyberspace Wing, welcome. Today, Colonel Travis G. Howell, Commander of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, will relinquish command to Colonel Angela M. Waters. Our Commander of Airmen today is Lieutenant Colonel Ryan T. Hudson, Deputy Commander, 867th Cyberspace Operations Group. The formation assembled here today represent the two local squadrons of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, the 315th Cyberspace Operations Squadron and the 341st Cyberspace Operations Squadron. Our remaining sister squadrons, the 833rd and 836th Cyberspace Operations Squadrons, located at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, are joining us virtually. This ceremony is a time-honored and cherished military tradition which formally symbolizes the continuity of authority as command is passed from one individual to another. This formal ceremony is conducted before the assembled company of the command and marks the transfer of command authority, responsibility, and accountability from one officer to another. And we are extremely honored to share this ceremony with you. Please stand for the arrival of our official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors and the singing of our national anthem.
Post the colors. Stand by. Colors. Tinge hut. Port. Arms. Forward. March. Colors. Halt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Port. Arms. Colors. Colors stand. March.
Now, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Noopson, 70th RSCR Chaplain, will give our invocation.
Good morning, and I invite you to bow with me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we pause to thank you for your love and your grace and your mercy and all that you are and the hope and trust that it brings to our lives. And today we're especially grateful for Colonel Travis Howell and his leadership as commander of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group. Thank you for providing us this exceptional leader who led the men and women of the 867th to excellence while standing up a group in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, along with the challenges of leading geographically separated squadrons. Certainly, Lord, the 867th has thrived and excelled in keeping America safe through cyber offense and defense, as well as through digital intelligence collection. And so, Lord, may this leader be confident of a job well done, and we're thankful for the faithful and loving support of his wife Diane and their children Caitlin and Nathan, or Aiden, and Ethan. And may you richly bless this family as you lead and guide them down their future paths. We also pray for Colonel Angela Waters as she assumes command, and we ask that you would grant her wisdom and knowledge and strength and direction as she undertakes this enormous responsibility. Lord, may great things be done through the men and women of the 867th as she leads them. May you encourage and bless her husband, Rich, and their children, Caitlin and Richard, as they support this great leader. May you meet their every need and show them your grace. And finally, Lord, we pray that you would bless this ceremony, that you would use it for your honor and for your glory. And I pray all these things in your precious and holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Noopson and Master Sergeant Benoit. Please take your seats. Before we begin, we would like to recognize several distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until the introductions are complete. Spouse of the Outgoing Group Commander, United States Air Force Colonel Retired Diane Howell, along with their children, Aiden and Ethan, and parents Harry and Gail. Spouse of the Incoming Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Rich Waters, children Caitlin and Richard, and parents Duane and Larita Weber. Lieutenant General Charles Moore, Deputy Commander, U.S. Cyber Command. Vice Admiral Craig Clapperton, Commander, U.S. Fleet Cyber Command. Major General Kevin Kennedy, Director of Operations, U.S. Cyber Command. Major General William Hartman, Commander, Cyber National Mission Force. Rear Admiral Daryl D-Day Walker, Commander, Joint Task Force, Cyber U.S. Fleet Cyber Command. Brigadier General Douglas Coppinger, Deputy Chief, Central Security Service, National Security Agency. Brigadier General Victor Messias, Deputy Commander, Cyber National Mission Force. Brigadier General Bradley Pyburn, Chief of Staff, U.S. Cyber Command. Colonel Craig Miller, Commander, 70th ISR Wing. Chief Master Sergeant Andrew McKendry, Command Chief, 67th Cyberspace Wing. Chief Master Sergeant Robert Hopkins, Command Chief, 70th ISR Wing. To the other senior leaders, members of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, distinguished guests, and friends, the Howell and Waters family, thank you for taking the time to share this special occasion with us today. Welcome, one and all. And now the Commander, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Colonel Kern.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a terrific day. Thank you, Matt Sergeant Benoit, for that terrific national anthem, for honoring us with your voice, and to the Chaplain Nupson for a terrific prayer. I'd like to first extend a warm welcome to our distinguished senior leaders in attendance today. We have a veritable who's who in joint cyberspace operations in this room today, and I think it speaks to their mere presence as a testament to the exceptional quality of the leaders we're about to celebrate today. Of course, I'd also like to thank all the commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, distinguished guests, and airmen of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group. Time is our most precious commodity, and to honor these two trailblazing Air Force leaders and their families on the occasion of the change of command is deeply meaningful. To Colonel Howell's wife, Diane, and parents Harry and Gail, and son Ethan, welcome. To Colonel Waters' husband Rich, and dad Dwayne, and mom Larita. I see her right back there. Daughter Caitlin, son Richard, welcome. What a terrific day. I'm sure that Lovey and PH would both agree that they couldn't do what they do for our nation without the love and support of all of you. So thank you for being here and celebrating with them today. What a hawktastic day for the men and women of the 867 Cyberspace Operations Group. First, we have the opportunity to honor and celebrate your achievements under the leadership of Travis Lovey Howell. And second, we get to welcome your new commander, Colonel Angela P.H. Waters, to this singularly unique and awesome leadership opportunity. It's no easy task to successfully command one-of-a-kind Air Force organization like the 867th, tasked to persistently engage our adversaries in cyberspace in order to defend our nation against malign actors that every day target our nation's democracy, our economy, our intellectual property, and population. Today we face an increasingly assertive China, a destabilizing Russia. They seek to degrade our political will, generate internal conflict, and create plausible deniability and international accountability. Demands for the exquisite talent of our 867 Cyberspace Operations Group airmen are ceaseless because they are our Cyber National Mission Force's cyber first responders, providing viable strategic options at the ready for our President and our Joint Force commanders to impose cost and expose and disclose malign activity that threatens our nation, our allies, and our partners. And no one does it better than the Hawks of the 867th. Now, when I prepare for these types of ceremonies, I'll usually ask the outgoing commander what are you most proud of? What would you want me to say on your behalf? And it frankly didn't come as a surprise to me that he said, please don't say anything about me, but talk about the contributions of the 867th. In fact, he said, I haven't done anything but provide a little guidance once in a while. Now, I bet if we turn to these airmen over here and ask them if that's true, we might get a slightly different answer. He won't take credit, and that's okay. I will honor your request and offer up but a few of the successes and contributions of the Hawks to give you a sense of what they do for our nation every day. And you'll hear more about the details in Lovey's medal citation. First, the group was established in September of 2020 and immediately was engaged in the run-up to the November 2020 election security mission. Second, the collective leadership and feedback from the group and squadron command teams enabled the Hawks to form and perform almost immediately as they quickly and successfully pivoted from election security to a collective response to the SolarWinds hack, one of the most widespread and highly sophisticated cyber intrusions this world has ever seen. And as our nation's cyber response force, our 867th Airmen go against the very best malicious cyber actors in the world. And finally, but certainly, not even remotely, all of the amazing missions that these airmen have accomplished. They're on multiple task forces aligned to our most persistent enemies. They coordinate with many U.S. departments, agencies, and international partners. You can't say it enough, cyberspace operations is a team sport. It takes all of us. They deployed to partner nations to clear and harden mission partner networks, to collect against our adversaries, to make our collective defense stronger. Now, all of this, mind you, before most of us have our first cup of coffee in the morning. Okay, well, maybe not exactly that, but I think you get the gist. They remain persistently engaged. Okay, Lovey, I did what you asked me to do, but allow me to close a comment for you, just one. And for those that don't know, Colonel Howell has a standing policy, if you will, that his leaders are empowered to take action, to coordinate up, out, and across, to achieve the missions assigned. In practice, that usually looks like his name in the CC line of an email because they're taking care of business. And maybe occasionally he can offer some guidance or direction. But let me tell you what type of leadership what type of actions this group can take under that kind of leadership. So I took command about 45 days ago, and in the first several weeks, Lovey had to cover down on some handful of TDYs, I think a little bit of leave, and some JPME too. Hawks didn't skip a beat. He empowered his airmen to take care of the mission. And when you do that right, you can actually leave for a little while, and they'll take care of it. So that's a terrific testament to your leadership, Lovey, and we appreciate you. We all owe you a debt of thanks. Now, while we say goodbye to Lovey, we get to say hello to PH. At the start of my comments today, I said these were trailblazing leaders, and I use that word precisely because they have done things for us in cyberspace operations that have not been done before. I didn't say it, but Lovey stood up a squadron. You heard me kind of allude to him establishing the 867th in September of 2020. That's really hard to do. But PH is no exception to that type of trailblazing work. She joined the 57th Information Aggressor Squadron as it stood up, forging the future of the squadron and integrating into Red Flag and the weapons school. She was an initial cadre that built cyber weapons instructor course and then taught the first few offerings. She was the first weapons officer in 24th Air Force. She was the lead integrator for future weapons officers in our cyber NAF. And she supported the Operations Center to lead the first integrated planning and enterprise defense exercise. Then she goes to the 92nd IOS and becomes the DO. She stands up the first 7 CPTs in the United States Air Force, and then leads the provisioning of the other CPT squadrons that we present to United States Cyber Command. And as the 39th IOS commander, she broke ground on a new schoolhouse, the stand-up of a detachment at Lackland, and support to the Air Force's 14F and Information Operations career fields. Now she's coming to us from U.S. Cyber Command J38 as the division chief for fires and effects, where she led unprecedented growth over the last couple of years in the stand-up of the Joint Mission Operations Center, Enterprise, and creation of the operational risk framework for offensive cyberspace operations to enable delegation to subordinate components. Trailblazer indeed. Now, PH, as the 867th's new commander, we expect you to continue your innovative and pioneering ways as we continue to advance the state of art and science in cyberspace operations and the conduct against the world's most advanced threats. Your experience, your passion, and your energy for the mission and our airmen will clearly enable you to build on the terrific organization that we are entrusting to you today. Good luck, and welcome to the Gunslinger family. And with that, let's recognize Lovey for his many contributions, and let's press forward with this change of command. Thank you.
Please rise for the presentation of the Legion of Merit to Colonel Howell.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit to Colonel Travis G. Howell. Colonel Travis G. Howell distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, 67th Cyberspace Wing, Fort George G. Meade, Maryland, from 18 September 2020 to 6 July 2022. During this period, the exemplary ability, diligence, astute leadership, and devotion of duty of Colonel Howell were crucial in guiding Air Combat Command's premier Cyberspace Operations Group, focused on the presentation of offensive and defensive cyberspace forces. Colonel Howell led over 565 personnel in 4 selectively manned squadrons, operating with an annual budget of $15 million. Under Colonel Howell's guidance, the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group converged combat power and optimized the force presentation of the Air Force cyberspace teams to United States Cyber Command and the Cyber National Mission Force in support of the National Security Council's #1 priority to defend the 2020 United States elections. Colonel Howell supported a multi-agency campaign where he synchronized with 17 agencies and 10 international partners to conduct malware attribution and degrade adversary command and control capabilities. Colonel Howell executed 49 deployments across 4 countries, enabling 5 hunt-forward operations and 7 intelligence community reports that bolstered operations for United States European Command in support of the Ukraine crisis. Finally, Colonel Howell's commitment to the airmen and mission of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group postured the Hawk team to achieve an overall effective rating and the identification of 17 strengths during the Air Combat Command Capstone Unit Effectiveness Inspection, demonstrating the group's ability to balance Air Force program management with a high operational tempo supporting national level priorities. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Howell reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. is my pleasure to introduce to you the Commander, 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, Colonel Howell.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First, thanks to the project team for setting this up today. Captain Reynolds, Sergeant Mackin, Sergeant Harrison, our narrator, Ritter, and Proffer, Senior Airmen Donovan and Morotz, Chaplain Upson, Master Sergeant Benoit, great job on the anthem. Thanks for setting this all up. Our distinguished visitors, our guests, got a preponderance of talent, senior leaders in the game here, so thank you for being here, taking time out of your day. Colonel Miller, Chief, behind you, thanks for being here. Our teammates from the 70th ISR Wing, means a lot that you're here today. Colonel Kern, thanks for today and recognizing the Hawk achievements and honoring me with your comments. Our time together has been short, but have no doubt that the new leadership team for the wing is going to take it to new levels. So there I was 2 years ago. You got to be in the Air Force to understand that. June of 2020, I departed the Cybercom J3 staff, dusted into a new gig on the air staff down at the Pentagon, and pumped about the reduction in my commute time from Alexandria, Virginia. So after some needed leave in July of 20, and on about the 8th day after in-processing the Pentagon, I get a phone call from Colonel Jeff Phillips, Munster, letting me know that the Air Force got this big idea to stand up an operations group up here at Fort Meade. They were going to consolidate its force presentation to U.S. Cyber Command and National Mission Force. And he wanted me to stand it up. And so for my fellow road warriors out there, you can understand why my initial response was not a more traditional narrative of gratitude and humility of being offered a command opportunity, but rather a more colorful prose, thrilled at the prospect of continuing my daily exercise and relaxation in communal harmony with my fellow commuters. So all joking aside, thank you to Lieutenant General Hawk, Colonel Phillips, for your faith in me and the leadership abilities to stand up this organization. It's been a dream job, and I can't thank you enough. I'd like to thank my fellow group commanders in the 67th Cyberspace Wing. Some of them have moved on to other commands or retired, but Lamont Atkins, Jim Hewitt, and Lauren Crochane, Mick McDaniel, Tom Bodnar, and J.P. Picklesheimer, thanks for your support. Special thanks to Colonel Omar Velasco, the Wing's #2, and champion of every airman and issue. Thanks for your partnerships, your friendships, and support. And also want to thank the 67th Operational Support Squadron. For those of you who don't know, they're the only OSS in the Air Force supporting 4 operations groups. Normally there's a 1-to-1 ratio. So they're busy, and I want to thank them for their support here for the 67th. No command tour is successful without the talented professionals that they are, and I want to recognize my group staff for their dedication, persistence, and advice. My initial senior enlisted leader, Chief Master Sergeant Danny Pena, retired him back in May. Our first deputy, Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Arndt, I'm not sure if he made it here today, but wanted to say hi. And our senior civilian, Mr. Greg Smith, he left us a few months ago to take another job there in the agency, but he's not far, and we reach out to him pretty consistently for how do we get this done here in the group. Captains Diaz, Snedden, Lieutenant Tyndall, Master Sergeant Terrell, Staff Sergeant Ontiveros, Flores Quesada, and Staff Sergeant Montley. Thanks, and the group's truly initial commander. He's not here today. Master Sergeant Nicholas Cole, AKA I promoted him, despite the Air Force saying no to Colonel Cole, because when we had this big idea about standing up this group, there's got to be a stucky to get everything done and organized. And so Master Sergeant Cole is really the initial commander in my book, just for getting everything organized. So he's not here, but wanted to send that shout out. Also want to recognize the new senior enlisted leader for the group, Chief Master Sergeant Frosty Gufford, and to the outgoing deputy, the commander of our troops here this morning, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Chong Hudson. You've all contributed your ideas, energy, and professionalism to the activation, stand-up, and maturation of the organization. You've each left your mark upon it, and I want to thank you. So it's been more than a challenging time to command and build out an organization. We're geographically separated. We were months into the pandemic. Travel was limited for most of us, and despite all that, the 4 squadrons were just heavily engaged in the run-up to the November elections. The San Antonio units were out conducting their missions. They were about 80–85% deployed. When I went down there for the first visit, it was like 5 people in each squadron that got to visit their new group commander, right? The first commander's call was over a Microsoft Teams event conducted from the bar that Diane had built in our basement at the house. Traditional bed-down staffing for a new organization was not accomplished due to how quick it was activated. So one office move, 2 deputies, 3 executive officers, 2 senior enlisted leaders, a few other staff turnovers, 8 commanders, still trying to find a new senior civilian. I think it's fair to say that we've had some unique challenges in the stand-up of the organization, but I'm very proud of the teamwork and the support from everyone. I want to say thank you to the squadron commanders and their command teams. Zach Smith, Nala Lyons, Tyler Wintermote, Chong, Torrin Tompkins, Jeff Pacini, Kimball Streeton, and Joe Henson. You guys have just rocked it, and you're going to continue to do so. Thanks for having faith in me and in leading your individual squadrons. So it's been my honor and privilege I said I wasn't going to do that. To serve the airmen and the leadership teams of the group's elite squadrons, the Ravens of the 833rd, the Sun Warriors of the 836, the Vikings of the 341st, and the fabled Dragons of the 315th Cyberspace Operations Squadrons. Your skills, abilities, capabilities, dedication, and professionalism in support of Major General Hartman and our Cyber National Mission Force teammates are the stuff of legend. Your missions, in some cases, have been the nation's only response to events around the world. You continue to challenge our adversaries. You travel around the world during a pandemic, secure our elections, and are part of the nation's response force in the domain. You innovate force presentation through the various joint task forces you serve in, plan and execute ops, develop new tactics, techniques, and procedures. You offer flexibility and decision space for our senior leaders and decision makers. You devilishly devise new ways to compete in the big game. I'm so very proud of you and all you do on behalf of the nation, so thank you. Finally, to my family, Mom, Dad, thanks for the strong foundation and being here today and making the trip. Diane, Haley, Connor, Aiden, and Ethan. Haley's 24, Connor's 22, Aiden's 19, and the big guy in the family at 6'5" is 17. Ethan, you guys are the reason I serve. Diane, despite retiring from the Air Force yourself, you've continued to serve the nation and me and the family as the foundation, so thank you. I love you all. Colonel Waters, P.H. I'm thrilled for you and the family. You are clearly the right officer to lead the group to new heights. Enjoy the ride, because these Hawks of ours, they soar. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Howell. At this time, the members of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group will render their final salute to the outgoing commander, Colonel Travis G. Howell.
Great, and off. Sir, the Airmen and Lieutenant General Hall, favorite group, thank you for your leadership and dedication. You will be missed. Hold up, on. 867.
Hawk, yeah!
Thank you, Colonel Howell. The Hawks of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group would like to take this opportunity to present United States Air Force retired Colonel Diane Howell for her support to the group. Colonel Howell, thank you for all you've done. We truly appreciate your dedication and commitment to our worldwide military community and wish you the best of luck on your next assignment. The ceremony you are about to witness is one of the briefest yet most significant of our military customs. All authority and responsibility are vested in the hands of the commander and an unbroken chain to the commander-in-chief, President Biden. No unit may ever, even for a brief moment, be without a commander. So today, when Colonel Howell relinquishes command and Colonel Waters assumes command, all authority and responsibility for the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group transfers to her immediately. The passing of the Wing's flag culminates a series of significant achievements under Colonel Howell's leadership, vision, and guidance, and reflects great confidence in the continuance of these achievements under command of Colonel Waters. Please stand for the change of command of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group.
the order.
Attention to orders. Special Order Number G2009. Colonel Travis G. Howell is relieved of command of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, and Colonel Angela M. Waters assumes command effective 6 July 2022 by order of Colonel Sean C. G. Kern, Commander, 67th Cyberspace Wing.
Sir, relinquish command.
Please be seated. It is my privilege to introduce to you for the first time Commander, 867th Cyberspace Operations Group, Colonel Angela M. Waters.
Awesome. Thank you so much, team. It's amazing to see everyone here to celebrate with us, and I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. The formation looks awesome. I know you're just a representation for all of our folks here at Fort Meade, but also our airmen who are down at San Antonio. I can't wait to see them either, but I'm looking so much forward to working with all of you. A special thank you, of course, to the team that put this together. Having had to put ceremonies together like this before, I truly appreciate all the hard work and effort that goes into it, making sure that everything's in the right place and that we're all going through the celebration and to make it special for absolutely everyone here today, and I thank you for that. All right, which order should I go in? We've done them all, right? So first I'd like to thank the leadership that is here. It is truly an honor that you would take time to come over here and see us today. The support from Cyber Command, NSA, Cyber National Mission Force, it's amazing that you could be over here. For all the senior leaders, so both from a mentorship perspective, thank you. From a friendship perspective, thank you. I'm so honored that you could be here today to celebrate with us. And that, of course, we have a joint crowd, right? It's awesome to come from Cyber Command and to work in an environment where we're not only making our airmen better, but our joint force better. But I am so looking forward to being back in AF Cyber and truly being with the airmen. To Lovey, thank you for the amazing work at standing up this group. I thought you were going to get us a building, but I guess I got something to work on. But thank you for leading the team, for the squadron commanders, the SELs, and the airmen. Thank you for what you do in defending our nation in ways that no one else can, right? What we do in the 867th is pretty awe-inspiring, the effect that we can have against our adversary at a time and place of our choosing. So it's just amazing. For my Fort Meade team, I'm truly blessed to have worked with all of you, and I hope to continue to do so, specifically my 3-8 team, as you enable these airmen to do their job. And I'll be cashing in, or will be cashing in, those delegation cards as soon as available in order to enable ops. Thank you also to all those who are joining us virtually and not able to be here today. It is an honor to actually be here in person, to see everyone, to be able to celebrate with everyone here, and again, just truly an honor to have that. So, to Team Hawk, yeah, it's gonna grow on me. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait to jump in and support you, not from the command perspective, but from the group perspective. It's gonna be exciting. For my family, so Rich. Oh, Richard, hello, yeah, we know. Richard is super excited to be here, I can tell. He's just waiting for his phone after the ceremony, I know it. But Rich, thank you for being willing to move, to support this cyber force. We've done our separations, but in the end, the Air Force always brings us back together, and we celebrate that. So thank you, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you holding down the fort while we do it. To Caitlin and Richard, thanks for making it fun, right? For making me feel like I make a difference. And to watch you grow up is truly amazing. To my parents, shout out to my mom. Her birthday's tomorrow, so we did. I took command of the 39th IOS on her birthday. We got as close as we could this year to celebrating her birthday as a change of command. So this is how I throw a party for my mom. You should all take notes. But it is truly my mom's doing that I am here. If she wouldn't have said fill out every scholarship application known to man and see what sticks, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be serving. I never thought I would serve, and after 4 years, it was, this just fits, and I love it. And so I thank you and Dad for that, and for being here to support us as we continue to move. Grand vacation destinations all around. This is a far cry from Minot, but you know, we've upgraded. Thank you to the leadership team for the opportunity to lead this wonderful group. And I know I went totally over time, but I just want to say thank you to the Air Force for letting my family stay together and in the same house and not have to move this year, which is amazing, so that Richard can finish elementary school and that Caitlin can finish junior high here. And that's truly, truly an honor. So with that, thank you. I can't say anything more. It's going to be a fun ride.
At this time, the Hawks of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group will render their first salute to their new commander, Colonel Angela M. Waters.
Great, and oh. Ma'am, the premier airman of the 67th Cyber Wing, welcome you and your family to the Hawks and look forward to your leadership. Hold up. Oh.
867. Oh, yeah!
The members of the 867th Cyberspace Operations Group would like to present gifts to the Waters family. These gifts represent the friendships we will make as they become an integral part of our military community. This concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of Colonel Kern, Colonel Howell, and Colonel Waters, thank you for attending today's ceremony. Refreshments will be served immediately following the ceremony. In keeping with Air Force tradition, please stand as we conclude today's ceremony with the singing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. At 'em now, give 'em the gun.
Give 'em the gun!
Down we dive, spouting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in the fame, we'll go down in the flame. Hey! Nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force.